Hi, I'm Lori White, the Guru of Luxury. Thanks for tuning in today. We've got a really exciting podcast for you today. You know that watches are absolutely a fantasy for most all men, and watch collecting has been around for a long time, but the interest and the growth of this has just grown astronomically. So today I have a watch expert here that's going to help us to discern what we should be looking for when we collect watches. Andrew, thanks for having us here today.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us about some tips about collecting.
Well, these are examples of the finest watches made by the finest manufacturers in the world.
Okay.
Within the watchmaking world, when you think of a watch, you think it just keeps time.
Right.
But there are things that are called functions, or in the watch world, it's called complications. So what you have here are examples of exceptional complications from the finest watch houses in the world.
Okay.
What you have here is from a manufacturer called Glashütte Original, which is actually made in Germany. Most exceptional watches you think are made in Switzerland, but there's a little watchmaking bastion in Germany. That's terrific. This is a Glashütte Original, which is actually a power reserve, which when you think of these watches, they're automatic movements which are self-wound or wound by the motion of your wrist.
Right.
What this has is a little indicator right there which tells you how much reserve power is left in the movement. So traditionally, if you wear a watch 8 hours a day,
right,
it'll stay wound for about 48 hours. So what this will tell you is how much power is left in the mainspring. It's terrific. What you have here is the only one made in the world by Patek Philippe. Patek Philippe is a watch manufacturer that is probably has no peer. Maybe Breguet, but Patek Philippe is exceptional. This is called an annual calendar. The annual calendar has 5 calendar functions: day, date, year, month, and moon phase.
And moon phase.
And moon phase, which can all be set with one button once a year in February.
So you have to do it on a certain time at the bewitching hour.
And then it'll stay, if
okay.
you keep it wound,
uh-huh.
mind you, it has to stay wound. And then all of these, you can buy what's called a watch winder,
uh-huh.
which will keep it wound. You take it off your wrist, you put it on the winder,
and it just moves.
Wound.
Okay, right.
If you keep this wound,
uh-huh.
it will keep accurate calendar functions for an entire year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This is from Tourneau, which is called a jump hour. A jumping hour is one hand, which is a minute hand, which goes 60 minutes, and the next hour will jump ahead in an indicator above the 12.
Okay, all right.
So instead of having a minute and an hour hand, it has one hand, which keeps track of the minutes, and then it goes to the next hour.
Okay.
Right. What you have on the bottom is just the second hand.
It's very pretty. It's very, very nice looking.
This is from Breguet.
Okay.
Breguet is, was Napoleon's clockmaker.
All right.
So it goes back to the 1700s. It's centuries old. And what this watch is called a tourbillon. And one of the downfalls of timekeeping is gravity. Gravity is...
Isn't it for all of us?
Listen, it keeps us on our feet, But what this does is it actually compensates for gravitational pull. It has what's called a cage here.
Uh-huh.
So you cannot affect the timekeeping based on certain positions that the watch is in or movements, but this will always keep accurate time because of the tourbillon.
That's pretty precise. And
well, as long as you keep it wound.
Right, right.
These are all very delicate. This is called a perpetual calendar by Blancpain.
Okay.
Blancpain is a Swiss manufacturer that does not make a tremendous amount of timepieces, but a perpetual calendar is one that will keep track of day, dates, months, and years, including compensating for leap years through probably 2020.
That's wild. Okay. Could you give us a little bit of the price ranges of what these would be?
Well, this is over 100,000.
Okay.
This is about 7,000.
Okay.
This is about $47,000.
This is the Pataki's end, right?
This is the Patek Philippe. This is, and I'll just tell you 1 second. This is $9,200.
Okay.
And this is 70 some odd thousand.
So there's a big variety there.
Right.
So you can collect in all price ranges.
You can.
Okay. So that's nice. So everybody can be involved in it and have it as a passion.
This is not your entry-level watch.
No.
This is not the first watch you buy.
No, of
But
course.
This is a watch that you buy once you've begun to really understand and appreciate what a fine watch is.
Now, as far as keeping them wound, you suggest that people buy a professional
watch winder box.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. There's a battery operator. You can plug it into your wall. They make them where you can put single watches in a unit, where you can make build a tower of multiple watch warranties for your whole collection.
Do you have any other tips on how they should be stored or kept? Or?
Well, they're very delicate instruments, obviously, and what keeps the cost high, and understand it's not the material or the metal, that's costly, it's the labor.
Right.
These are not pieces that are mass produced.
Right.
The number one cost in watchmaking today is labor. So when you look at these and you think of how beautiful they are, why are they so expensive? Well, it's because of the labor involved. And I'm asked often, well, what is the most expensive watch you've ever sold? And when I tell them it approaches $1 million or so, wow, it must be this diamond-encrusted, beautiful thing. And I tell them it has no diamonds on it whatsoever.
Really?
But why should it be so much money? Well, it's a complicated watch that probably took 2 years to make.
And there's very few of those around.
And all of these are made by manufacturers that pretty much make every piece within the watch themselves.
Okay.
And that's important to know.
And when you're collecting, whether it's white gold or stainless steel or yellow gold, or does it matter as far as the value is concerned?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
All right. Well, thank you so much. You gave us some great hints.
Thank you.
And I look forward to seeing you again soon for some more tips on watches.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in again today for another podcast on luxury. Hopefully you learned some great tips for how to collect your watches. Anyway, I'll see you in a few days on more luxury from around the world. Remember, luxury is the art of living. Don't just exist. Live.